Sometimes the biggest Hollywood dramas don't happen on screen. Sometimes they simmer behind the scenes, hidden under layers of professionalism and forced smiles. Today, we're diving into one such story, a bitter feud that lasted decades between two beloved television stars, Nancy Kulp and Buddy Ebsen. Their rivalry, rooted in deep political and personal differences, played out both behind the scenes and in public. But to truly understand why they clashed so fiercely, we need to go back to the beginning. Nancy Kulp was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in 1921. Unlike many Hollywood stars, her journey didn't start with dreams of fame and fortune. She was an academic, a journalist, and a woman of ambition. After earning a degree in journalism, she worked as a writer, interviewing some of the biggest names of her time. But when World War II broke out, Nancy put everything on hold and joined the U.S. Naval Reserve, proving that she wasn't just smart, she was also incredibly brave. On the other side of the spectrum, Buddy Ebsen's story couldn't have been more different. Born in 1908 in Orlando, Florida, he was drawn to the limelight from an early age. He and his sister became a vaudeville dancing duo, known as the Baby Astairs. Buddy had an undeniable charm, an easygoing personality that made him a natural entertainer. His career took off in Hollywood, as he landed roles in musicals and danced alongside Shirley Temple. But then came a devastating setback, one that nearly cost him his life. Buddy was cast as the Tin Man in the legendary film The Wizard of Oz. It was supposed to be his big break, but the aluminum dust and the makeup poisoned him, landing him in the hospital and forcing him out of the role. Hollywood can be cruel, and Buddy had to reinvent himself. He found new opportunities in television, playing rugged cowboys and wise patriarchs. Eventually, his journey led him to the Beverly Hillbillies, the show that would make him a household name. When the Beverly Hillbillies hit television screens in 1962, it was an instant sensation. A story about a backwoods family striking oil and moving to Beverly Hills was the kind of fish-out-of-water comedy that Americans adored. Buddy Ebsen played Jed Clampett, the simple, wise, and kind-hearted patriarch. Nancy Kulp, meanwhile, took on the role of Miss Jane Hathaway, the sharp, bird-watching secretary to the greedy banker, Mr. Drysdale. On screen, the chemistry was undeniable. Miss Jane's quick wit and no-nonsense attitude balanced Yet's quiet wisdom. But off-screen, the reality was far less harmonious. Buddy and Nancy had fundamentally different personalities, and their views on the world clashed in ways that made working together an exercise in patience, or in their case, the lack of it. You see, Buddy Ebsen was a staunch conservative. He believed in traditional values and wasn't shy about voicing his opinions. Nancy Kulp, on the other hand, leaned liberal. She was outspoken, intelligent, and never afraid to challenge the status quo. Their debates weren't friendly banter, they were heated, passionate, and at times deeply personal. Co-stars recalled how the two would go weeks without speaking to each other after particularly intense arguments. But the feud didn't stop when the Beverly Hillbillies ended. In 1984, Nancy took a bold step. She ran for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives as a Democrat. It was a tough race from the start. She was up against a well-established Republican in a conservative district, but she believed she could make a difference. And then, in a shocking move, Buddy Ebsen inserted himself into the race. He recorded a radio ad for Nancy's opponent. In the ad, he called her too liberal and accused her of using her Hollywood fame for political gain. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was a betrayal. Nancy was furious, and their relationship, already strained, was completely shattered. Nancy lost the election by a wide margin, and while she never blamed Buddy directly for her defeat, she never forgave him either. She publicly stated that he had no business getting involved, and that his portrayal of her in the ad was unfair and misleading. For years, Buddy stood by what he had done. But as he grew older, there were hints that he regretted how their feud had escalated. By then, however, it was too late. The damage had been done, and their friendship, if it had ever existed, was beyond repair. Nancy, for her part, moved on. She found fulfillment in teaching, inspiring students with her sharp wit and deep knowledge of the craft. She continued to act, but her passion became education. It was a peaceful chapter in a life filled with resilience and reinvention. In the end, both Nancy Kulp and Buddy Ebsen left behind incredible legacies. They made America laugh, they shaped television history, and whether they liked it or not, they were forever linked by their time on the Beverly Hillbillies. Their feud was a reminder that even the brightest Hollywood stars can have shadows behind the scenes. What do you think? Was Buddy justified in his actions, or did he cross a line? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories.